Hello, Juliet. I'm just going to do a quick consultation. Well, not consultation, I'm just going to ask a few questions about your history with exercise and what you think about exercise, and just about yourself, just to get a good idea of who you are, to help me plan the most efficient and the best programme for you. So we'll start off fairly easy. I just want you to talk me through your day. So from the minute you wake up to the minute you go to bed, tell me about your day. I realise it's probably different midweek compared to, tell me about a work day maybe.
Yeah, so work days can be quite sedentary. I get up early, drive into work, and I'm sat at a computer most of the day, so steps quite limited on the work days really.
Yeah.
So I try to make up for that on
What is
the
it that you
non-work
do?
days. I'm a nurse, but I'm clinic based, so.
And comparing that to the weekend, how do you get on the weekend?
Much more active.
Yeah.
And I do try to go for a walk after work as well, 2 or 3 evenings during the work week. But yeah, much more active on the weekend. Longer walks, more steps, getting to the gym, which I don't have time to do through the week.
And in terms of your nutrition throughout the day, again, this may differ midweek to weekend. How would you describe your food, hydration?
Okay, so through the week is a bit more planned. I prep all my meals on a Monday, and plan the week's evening meals on a Monday as well, and shop for the week on a Monday, which I didn't used to do, but much better at that now. And weekends, to be honest with you, probably still very similar to through the week. I can be quite good and plan the meals, maybe a few more calories at the weekend, but if I've been good through the week, that sort of catches up a little bit. So.
And have you tracked before, and are you aware of your calories and things like that?
Haven't tracked until the last year.
Yeah.
It is now, yeah. So I've never had any experience of tracking. Thought it would be really difficult.
Yeah.
Was really sceptical about it, but actually it's not been as hard as I thought it would be.
Yeah.
And it's kept me on track.
Yeah. So there's sort of a positive relationship with tracking. Lovely. Now you mentioned you're in work a lot and you're a nurse. I can imagine that can be quite stressful.
Mentally taxing, mentally stressful.
How do you manage your stress? And
with the walks,
I
think just getting back into doing that regular activity has really helped.
Yeah.
I like doing combat at the gym, so I usually find that quite stress relieving. The weeks where I haven't been as active, I probably don't sleep as well, and my stress isn't managed as well as it is when I manage to get the steps in and a bit more activity.
Yeah. And on when you think your stress levels are fairly managed, is sleep a problem for you, or is it just them days that you feel a bit more stressed and a bit? Are you a good sleeper or a bad sleeper in general?
I'm not a very good sleeper at all, really, and especially on the work days, and especially if work is quite overwhelming and stressful, then I do wake up quite a lot through the night on those times. And
can that affect your following day, or do you tend to deal with the...
It doesn't affect me at work, because I think I just get through that, but it affects me ability to get out on that evening, because I'm so tired. By the time I get in, it's really late. The winter's been really difficult. I think it's easy to do in the summer when the nights are lighter.
Absolutely.
I find it really hard to get to the gym in an evening after a 13-hour day, so it just doesn't really happen Tuesday to Thursday are the bad days, really.
And you just mentioned there you have really long, like 13-hour days. In terms of your energy levels throughout the days, do you find at any points in the day it can dip, or are you quite consistent throughout the day?
I'm alright through the day. While I'm working and I'm mentally active, it's fine.
Lovely. Okay, going to move on to a bit more about what you have done in the past. So have you got any previous exercise or coaching, or you mentioned classes before, so clearly you go to classes. What's your sort of exercise experience?
Probably just did a little bit when I was younger, wasn't really very committed, and then I think I sort of got into it a lot more when I was around about 37, and started running at that point. I'd never run in my life, 5Ks, 10Ks.
Yeah.
I've done one triathlon in my life, wouldn't like to repeat that. That was the most hardest thing I've ever done probably. I know, hiking, we enjoy that from the Lake District, so we like to go back there and get up the mountains.
Yeah.
Mountain bikes in the past.
Yeah.
A bit more wary about it now, I'm a bit older.
You're very outdoor based.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Quite like the boot camps in the gym that I used to go to.
Yeah.
Used to go to the beach and do boot camps and things with that previous gym.
Yeah.
Never done any sort of online coaching or anything like that. I've mainly just been gym based and gone to classes previously.
So more like in person stuff. And do you prefer that going in like a group environment
I like
or
the
face to face environment?
I think more so the classes now. I've never been a like independently motivated in a gym session.
Yeah.
Or a setting. I'm not really that keen, although I do appreciate that the strength training is important as you get older as well.
Yeah.
But I'd rather go and do body pump in a class environment rather than go and do a session in the gym on my own.
And you're still getting your strength training from that's just maybe a bit less specific. Have you had any goals that you haven't achieved? And if so, what would you say was the barrier if you have had any goals in terms of fitness or difficult ones?
I think, any of the goals that I had when I was younger, I always met them, like the 10Ks, doing the triathlon.
Well, let's reverse that then. How did that make you feel when you did achieve that?
Well, you feel like you have achieved something and you're quite proud of yourself.
Yeah. If you set goals now, or like we will go into goal setting, can you envision any barriers that could be in place to achieving them goals?
I think time constraints more so now, around work and long days in work.
Yeah.
My physical fitness probably now as well, maybe not quite as good as it used to be, and sometimes that can be a bit demotivating when you can't do the things that you used to. I have to really try and set the goals that I don't go in and try to do what I used to do 10 years ago, because then you end up sore, you end up tired, more prone to injuries, and then that just puts you off even more. So it's trying to set your mental sort of level of what you can achieve now. And
you just mentioned injuries then. Have you had any injuries, surgeries, any past medical history that affects your exercise? Or
no past medical history. I used to get shin splints quite regularly when I ran a lot, but I don't run now. And 3.5 years ago I had a left total hip replacement. So from a confidence perspective, that has certainly made a big difference to how I feel I can exercise now.
Yeah, and in terms of your rehab after your total hip replacement, did that all go well?
Yeah, really good.
Perfect. Any niggles from that now?
Not now, no. So I think until I started doing the online coaching a year ago, I was still getting quite a lot of hip pain, discomfort. Still was managing perfectly well, but since I've started exercising more again, that has gone now.
Yeah,
nothing.
So you feel like movement,
the world's
free medicine.
Yeah,
I always say it. And currently at the moment, what are you doing in terms of your fitness routine? So what will be your routine in terms of your exercise in the week?
So I try to hit 7,000 to 8,000 steps. Never on a Tuesday. But as many other days as possible through the week. I try and aim to do 2 combat classes a week. I'm meant to go and do a gym session, but that depends how motivated I feel about that, because I really do not enjoy it.
What type of things affect that? Do you get nervous to go into the gym?
Yeah. I think I'm just a lot more confident going into a class where I'm comfortable, I know the routine, whereas the gym is a bit of an alien place and it can be quite sort of daunting.
100%.
And I think it depends on the type of clientele that's in the gym at the time as well. So certain times of the day it might be older people, round about tea time, early evening it's a lot of younger people, and that affects. I don't know, it doesn't feel quite as
a complete, it's like gym anxiety kind of. Okay, moving on to just some questions about like your priorities. What would, in day-to-day life, what are like 3 main priorities for you?
Sticking to my meal plan and my calories.
Yeah.
This is now,
Yeah.
and I've probably got more into this over the last year, and
Yeah.
I'm much better at it all.
Yeah.
Keeping well hydrated, so
Yeah.
trying to hit 1,500 to 2,000 mils of water a day.
Yeah.
Had to really work on that because I've never been a big water drinker.
Yeah.
Bought water bottles, fill them with ice so that
Yeah.
water's really cool,
Yeah.
and that's been a game changer. So I do manage that most days now. And just activity, trying to keep moving.
Yeah. And just in terms of, give me 3 words that would describe your personality.
Quite motivated.
Yeah.
I'm quite committed to my work and quite ambitious in work.
Yeah.
And probably try to make sure everybody else is all right before myself.
Caring.
Yeah.
And you give me them big words: motivated, committed, ambitious. What's your goal? If you were going to be my client, what would your goal be? What have you come to see me for?
To maintain my fitness.
Yeah.
Probably work a bit more on the strength side of it, and
Yeah.
getting my confidence up a bit more in the gym.
Yeah.
I think because I've tried to do it myself, that has been harder. Maybe if I was seeing somebody in a gym environment, even if it was just once a week, once a fortnight, I think that would be
help.
Confidence building for me.
Yeah.
What was the question again?
Goal. You can me too there though, if you've got another one.
Just keeping as active as I can and as healthy as I can.
Lovely.
And maintaining weight, and if I lost a bit more, that would be good.
Lovely. And final question, what does a good life look like to you?
Healthy, active.
Almost relates all back to your goals, doesn't it?
Yeah. Feeling like you're doing nice things and enjoying things. Obviously, just
being healthy enough to do them things.
Yeah.
I've got loads of information there. It sounds as though the main goals around maintaining our fitness and maybe a bit more confidence in the gym as well, and just being able to do all the activities that we can do. I'll take this away, I'll collate all the information, and then come up with a good plan for you over the next few weeks, and we'll get going. Thank you.